I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Before we get started with the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're getting educated about the show, well, that's when you click on that merchandise tab. Going to take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt and all the gimmicks that you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck. Socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, all still available in our online store, and they always will be. We've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent and unaffiliated operation, so please, here's how you can jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on Instagram and Threads. You can also find us on Facebook and Threads. Wherever it is that you prefer, please help us out. Doesn't cost you a thing, doesn't take you but a second, but it goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck operate out there in the digital realm. You can help us out on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications buttons, click on a whole bunch of links, watch a whole bunch of videos and a bunch of content. We're always producing something over there on our YouTube channel, so we sure would appreciate if we could bolster those ranks just a little bit. We do appreciate very much all of our recent subscribers to the YouTube channel. We have a virtual tip jar. It also counts as our swear jar right over here in the corner of the desk. You can check that out at any time. You can scan that QR code, or you can just go to Venmo and you can search out Renegades of Puck. Every single dollar goes directly to the Renegades of Puck and helping keep this operation up and running. And we are starting to develop some new ideas for the future here. We're going to call on you. We're going to need your support. Thank you in advance. Trust me, we've got something good coming up. It's not going to be till next season, but we've got something good coming up. We got to start building a brand new set. That's what I'm going to go ahead and tell you. We got to start building a brand new set here for the Renegades of Puck and our next evolving edition. All right, listen, enough of that. Enough teasing, enough talking about the future. It's time to get to the No Half Step in Hockey coverage. So let me deliver the goods. Time for operation number 947. That is right. It's time for show number 947. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 7th place in the Central Division after 36 games skated. They have a record of 11-18-7, 29 points, has them 22 points out of first place in the Central Division and well back of a playoff qualifying spot at this moment in time. The Predators' next game will take place on the road. It will be against the Winnipeg Jets. Their road record is 3-11-4. The Predators have only scored 88 goals in the season. They've given up 114 against. It's a goal differential of -26. We'll talk about the Jets specifically and the matchup here in a moment, but we can't talk about the updated Central Division standings without talking about the Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets are currently in first place in the Central Division with 51 points. The Minnesota Wild are in second place with 48 points. The Colorado Avalanche hold third place with 42, but the Dallas Stars immediately behind them in fourth place, just on the outside looking in at 41 points. The Utah Hockey Club sits at 38, even with St. Louis. Then you'll find the Nashville Predators with 29 points in 7th place. The Chicago Blackhawks with 26 points and in 8th place. The week ahead for the Predators will see significant air miles added to their account. After this next game in Winnipeg on Monday, immediately traveling to Minnesota. So this is the first of back-to-back games against Winnipeg. Tuesday in Minnesota, Friday in Vancouver, Saturday in Calgary. So off from Tuesday till Friday, and then back-to-backs again Friday and Saturday. Then on the 7th, the Predators will wrap up the road trip in Winnipeg. Yes, that's right. We're previewing a game in Winnipeg on this road trip, and they'll be in Winnipeg a second time on this road trip, but not consecutive games. They have to make 2 different trips to Winnipeg. And on the 11th of January, at home again, finally, versus the Washington Capitals. Will they even remember what Nashville looks like? For the Predators and the Winnipeg Jets, this is the second of 4 regular season meetings for the Central Division rivals. They met back on the 23rd of November. It was at Bridgestone Arena. The Predators scoring their signature win of the season with a 4-1 victory. They did catch Winnipeg on the second night of back-to-backs, but the Nashville Predators still came away with one of their best victories of the early part of the season. Saros, 23 out of 24, picks up the victory. Yossi had 2 goals to lead the Predators in that game. Marchessault had a goal and an assist. Stamkos also picked up a goal. It was Comrie in net for the Winnipeg Jets. took the loss 32 out of 35. Lowry scored the only goal for the Winnipeg Jets. These two teams will meet again, just mentioned it, before the end of this road trip, the 7th of January in Winnipeg for the second and final time this year. And then the Winnipeg Jets will come to Bridgestone Arena for the second and final time on February the 27th. So far, the Predators have picked up 2 out of 2 total points from the Winnipeg Jets, outscoring them, of course, 4-1. The Winnipeg Jets, after 36 games skated this season, have a record of 25, 10, and 1, 51 points, has them 3 points clear of the second-place Minnesota Wild in the Central Division and 22 points ahead of the Nashville Predators. On home ice, the Jets are very formidable, 12, 3, and 1 on the year. They have scored 133 goals. They've given up just 89 against. That is a goal differential of plus 44. That is some big numbers right there. For the Winnipeg Jets, their most recent stretch of 5 completed games takes us all the way back to December the 14th. A 4-2 win versus the Montreal Canadiens on the 17th of December. 4-3 win at the San Jose Sharks on the 18th of December. A 3-2 loss at the Anaheim Ducks on the 21st of December. A 5-0 win versus Minnesota. Most recently, 12-23 saw a 5-2 win at Toronto. Hellebuck got the start, picked up the victory, 23 out of 25. Now, Saturday, the Winnipeg Jets will be hosting the Ottawa Senators before welcoming the Predators on Monday. So, the Winnipeg Jets do have one more game before hosting the Nashville Predators. We just won't be able to record a show in time for that game if we wait till after the Ottawa game. That clears that part up right there. Injuries for the Nashville Predators. Cole Smith still out 4 to 6 weeks. Talk about the NHL rankings and the matchup between these two teams at this exact moment. The Nashville Predators have accomplished a small goal that they had in the short term, which was climbing out of last place in scoring in the NHL. 2.44 goals. Whoa, 2.44 goals per game is now 31st in the NHL. It is something to joke about, and it is trying to find a way to find a little humor in it, but the Predators did accomplish a small goal right here in climbing out of 32nd in the NHL after being in that position for quite some time. 2.44 goals has them within striking distance of a couple of other clubs too. If they continue the way they are going offensively, they will find themselves in the middle of the pack again sometime soon. So the goals for 2.44 for Nashville is 31st in the NHL. 3.69 for Winnipeg. Those numbers seem like science fiction. That's second best overall in the NHL. The Winnipeg Jets only giving up 2.47 goals against per game. That is also second best in the league, while the Predators are giving up 3.17 goals against per game. That's 22nd in the NHL. In the shots on goal category, Predators at 29.2 is 12th, ahead of Winnipeg by 2 spots, who are at 28.6 shots per game, is 14th. Shots against per game, the Predators giving up 29.4, 25th overall in the league, while the Winnipeg Jets are giving up 29.1 per game. That's 23rd overall. When it comes to the special teams, we've got number 1 in the league in each of these categories in this matchup. You already know which one the Predators are, so you must have already deduced the Winnipeg Jets have the best power play overall in the NHL. 32.1% is their conversion rate, 36 conversions, 112 opportunities. The Predators' power play, not quite as good, but upticking. 19.2% conversion rate is 20th best in the league. 20 conversions, 104 opportunities. Predators PK unit, 86.9%. Kill rate is first overall in the league. 14 power play goals against now in 36 games is an impressive number. 79.4% is the kill rate for the Winnipeg Jets. That's 18th best in the league. 20 power play goals against. But whatever defensive and penalty kill deficiencies the Winnipeg Jets have, they have the offensive punch to easily overcome those small deficiencies. Where those could become problems is in series later on, which right now the Predators won't be having any involvement with. When it comes to the individual statistics, the Predators stats are locked in for this game. Philip Forsberg's got 9 goals and 21 assists now to pace the Nashville Predators for 30 points overall. Marchessault's got 13 goals to lead the Preds at 13 assists to that for 26 points. Roman Jossi's at 7 and 17 for 24. Steven Stamkos got a nice even number here, 11 plus 11, 22 total points. O'Reilly, 8 goals, 13 assists for 21 total points. Over on the Winnipeg Jets side of things, and they still have a game to go before they face off against the Nashville Predators. These are incredible statistics at this moment of the season. Connor is at 21 goals, 26 assists for 47 points, and he typically does quite well against the Nashville Predators. Scheifele is another player that has classic success against the Preds. Is at 21 goals, 21 assists for 42 points. Morrissey's at 3 goals, 30 assists to lead the Winnipeg Jets for 33 overall points. Velarde's at 14 and 17 for 31. Ehlers 10 and 17 for 27. So the top 4 scorers of the Winnipeg Jets would all be leading the Nashville Predators in scoring. Goaltending potential matchup sees a classic. Hellebuck, 22-5-1. Impressive stuff. He's always been impressive. 2.07 goals against average, 927 save percentage, and 4 shutouts on the season, facing off against UC Saros, who took a beating in his most recent start, which means you can expect a big recovery and a big performance from him. 8-15-6 is his record on the season. 2.81 goals against average with a 903 save percentage and 3 shutouts. Again, remember, make the note, Saturday, the Winnipeg Jets will host the Ottawa Senators. The Nashville Predators will wait until Monday before they have to face off against the Winnipeg Jets in their next game. So that's got you all set up for the Preds and the Jets. Always a big one. Predators with 1 victory on the season. They need every single point that they can get, especially with the way this road trip started out. Let's go back and talk about how this road trip started out coming out of the Christmas break in St. Louis, facing off against the Blues. It's called the Reverse Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Reverse Sports Full Game Recap. We go all the way back December 27th of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were facing off against the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis for the first of 4 meetings this regular season. Head coach Andrew Brunette deploys his forwards and defensemen in the following way, and it's 11 forwards, 7 defensemen again in this alignment for this game. Forsberg, Stamkos, and Marchessault. LaRue, O'Reilly, and Nyquist. Jankowski, Novak, Evangelista, McCarron, and Sissons, your 4th liners. Luzon and Yossi, Shea and Blankenberg, Willsby and Shen Barron also getting another opportunity to start on the defense for the Nashville Predators. UC Saros gets the start, and coming out of the Christmas break, we find our first action at 107 of the first period. It's Hofer coming with a save on O'Reilly. That's the first shot on goal of the game, but at 120 of the first period, just seconds later, Thomas with his 7th goal of the season. Nyquist tried to back pass to Shea, and puck was turned over when Shea caught an edge, fell down, whatever it was, led to a bit of a disaster right here. The first shot on goal of the game goes in for St. Louis, giving them a 1-0 lead. 2:47 of the first period. Baldock comes up with his 5th goal of the season. Weak coverage and a snipe leads to the St. Louis Blues going up 2-0 on just their 2nd shot on goal of the game, and things are not looking good early on in this first period. 3:38 mark of the first, though. Kyrou off the box, minutes for holding on Marchessault. The Predators would not generate a single shot on goal on this power play. One short-handed chance for St. Louis would be the best opportunity during that 2-minute stretch. But at 5:42, the Predators seem to get their skates under them just a little bit as Jankowski gets his 3rd goal of the season. It was a rebound putback. He continues going to the hard areas and doing the hard work. The St. Louis Blues have a 2-1 lead. 9:57 of the first period. Now Kyrou with his 15th goal of the season restores a 2-goal lead, making it 3-1 for St. Louis. He had time to settle the puck. He had time to spin around. He had time to pick his spot through traffic. Soft coverage again for the Nashville Predators in their own zone for the 3rd time in this game already. 10:46 now of the first period's Luzon. 5-minute major for boarding. It is reviewed and it is reduced to a 2-minute penalty for boarding. Fowler then picks up a penalty, 2 minutes for holding, creating a 4-on-4 for 54 seconds. The Predators then go on a brief power play, and Steven Stamkos finds the back of the net with his 11th goal of the season. It was a wrist shot snipe from the left circle, cutting the Blues lead to 1 again. St. Louis still leading, though, 3-2. 13:21 of the first. Luzon, fresh out of the box, has to answer for his boarding hit earlier. 5-minute minutes each. Tucker is involved in the bout. 16:05 of the first period. Willsby off the box, 2 minutes for holding. Saros comes up with a save on Holloway's one-timer. Then Saros comes up with a save on Kyrou. And just as the power play expires, Fowler lets go of a heavy low slap shot. Goes off the inside of the post and into the net, restoring St. Louis's 2-goal lead at 4-2. Not technically a power play goal, coming just 1 second after the power play expires. So on the continuation, St. Louis outshoots the Nashville Predators in the first period 11-10. The Blues have 4 goals against UC Saros on just 11 shots. We hit the second period, and it's not nearly as much action to begin. We find ourselves at 3:59 of the second, and it's Hofer coming up with a save on Stamkos at 4:44 of the second, and Saros coming up with a save on Parayko's wraparound opportunity. At the 5:31 mark of the second period, Blankenberg, with his second goal of the season, one of the prettiest goals of the season, he walks it in from the blue line, then cuts across the crease when he's unimpeded. He goes ahead and takes that backhand, puts it in, then absorbs a big hit, but it goes into the net. It counts. The Nashville Predators' third goal of the game is due to Nick Blankenberg. The St. Louis Blues, though, still lead by 1, 4-3. 7:21 of the second. It's Hofer coming with a save on Willsby. 10:47 of the second. Hofer comes with a save on Luzon. 15:29. It is Broberg with his third goal of the season. Saros turns the puck over directly to Broberg, right in front. Easy finish right here. Saros is out of this game. Noonan is in after that one. The St. Louis Blues restore their 2-goal lead yet again, now 5-3 here in the second period. 15:44. As soon as he comes in the game, he's tested, and Noonan comes up with a save on Shen. 17:40. And Noonan comes up with a save on Kyrou. 19:38. Yossi off the box, 2 minutes for holding. Nothing would happen over the final seconds of the period. Much carry over into the third period. 1:38 on the clean sheet. St. Louis outshoots the Predators after 2 periods, 20-18. Noonan comes up with a save on Fowler during the carryover of that power play. Then one more save on Holloway. 2:31 of the third period. Hofer comes with a save on Marchessault. 3:50 of the third. Noonan comes up with a save on Fowler, plus the follow-up by Joseph. And the 7:20 mark of the third period, Hofer comes with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. We flip over to the backside of the sheet, and we find ourselves at 9:52 of the third period, and it's Joseph off the box, 2 minutes for tripping. Willsby doing a good job right here, earning a power play for his Predators. Marchessault cashing in his 13th of the season. It was Stamkos' feed, then the delay and the professional patience to wait for the lane to open up and the traffic to develop. Marchessault finishes this goal off with his 13th team leading. St. Louis reduced to a 1-goal lead yet again, 5-4. 13:40 of the third period. Hofer coming with a save on Evangelista. A large scrum would erupt afterwards. Jankowski and Tucker certainly wrestled for quite some time. They each end up off to the box, 2 minutes each, creating a 4-on-4 scenario. Then Blankenberg picks up a penalty, 2 minutes for hooking, creating a 4-on-3 for 1 minute and 25 seconds. And Thomas is going to cash in with his 8th goal of the season, giving the St. Louis Blues a 2-goal lead yet again, 6-4. 16:56 of the third period. Hofer comes with a save on Josi. In 18:36 of the third, Falk off the box, 2 minutes for tripping on LaRue. It's a 6-on-4 with the empty net, but Parayko's able to dump it down, picking up the empty net goal, making it 7-4 in favor of the St. Louis Blues, and that would be your final in St. Louis. The Nashville Predators do outshoot the St. Louis Blues 30-29 for the game, but we talked about it in the preview of this game. Whoever came out of the Christmas break less sloppy to begin with, whoever got their normal game underway quicker, and that was the St. Louis Blues. The Predators were the sloppy team. The Blues got their game going, and before the Predators could really even figure things out, they were behind. They were chasing this game the entire night, and to be honest with you, UC Saros just did not have it. First 2 shots of the game went in, and I know it's considered disrespectful to pull a goalie that quickly, but the coaching staff perhaps needed to realize the gravity of the situation and realize that UC Saros was not going to recover in this game, and he has one of his worst plays of the season a little bit later on. Rarely is UC Saros the problem and he the fault for the team losing, but in this game, he was clearly not on his game, clearly the issue, and the Nashville Predators dropped this one in St. Louis by a score of 7-4. Saros gives up 5. The empty net gives up 1. Noonan gives up 1 as well. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We've got analysis, box score, and so much more coming up next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. That was a Rebirth Sports full game recap. Now it's time for some analysis right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. And it's got to start with UC Saros. And this is a tough line to have to talk about, but 10 of 15, 5 goals against, 2 on the first 2 shots against, and a turnover leading to the 5th goal of the game. As a matter of fact, the Predators waited entirely too long to pull UC Saros. I understand it is a respect thing when a netminder gets off to a bad start in a game. You, especially of UC Saros' pedigree and his reputation, you want to give him some time to work it out. But listen, last night, and this falls completely on the head coach. He is the one that is in control of this move. UC Saros was left in this game too long. If you've watched UC Saros his whole career, it's rare that he has a game where he just doesn't have it. But this game, it was obvious after 2 shots on goal that he did not have it. And if you had brought Noonan in earlier, I think the Nashville Predators find a way to win this game based on the offensive output. And by the way, Noonan played in his amount of time. But again, that's on the coaching staff. UC Saros is never going to put his hand up and ask to come out of a game. No netminder, no hockey player is ever going to ask to come out of a game, even when they know they're getting their ass absolutely handed to them out there. Saros didn't have it. The turnover that led to the 5th goal never should have happened. He shouldn't have been in that position. His coaching staff should have protected him better. You heard Chris Mason saying he thought they would make the change after the first period. That would have been the right moment. It would have been a respectful way to do it. Now, me, as a bit of an overreactionist sometimes with goaltenders, when you recognize instantly that they don't have it, you get them the hell out of the game, and you just tell them you didn't have it, and usually they know deep down inside they didn't have it. But coaching staff allowed it to go on too long. It was a mistake by Andrew Burnett right there. Noonan, let's talk about him coming into this game and the relief effort. 12 of 13, and the 1 goal against. Got picked apart on that particular one. Strong in relief. If he would have been brought in sooner, I think a different result for the Nashville Predators in this game. And again, Noonan is going to push UC Saros in the good, hard, competitive ways, and that is outstanding. Perhaps, and nobody knew coming out of the Christmas break the Saros was going to look that rusty and that sloppy, but perhaps Noonan should have gotten this start, and perhaps he should get consideration for this start against the Winnipeg Jets. All right, let's talk about the skaters and do some analysis on them in this game. Marchessault picks up a goal, picks up an assist, 2 points in this game, another multi-point game. His 13th goal is the team leading 13th goal. A couple other things I wanted to drop on you. It's the 4th multi-point game in his last 8. It's the 5th game in a row with a goal and 13 total points in the last 8 games. Marchessault is living up to the contract. He's living up to the hype. He's living up to everything that has been said about him in this last stretch of games. If his level of comfortability and his production has increased so much between games 25 and 36, I just simply can't wait to see how much it continues progressing. We all know what he's capable of and the statistics that he's put up in his career in the past. Let's talk about Steven Stamkos for just a moment. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points in this game, also 3 shots on goal. 21:04 in time on ice, picks up a power play goal, and just absolutely outstanding again. He has, since been putting on the first line, since been putting at center between Forsberg and Marchessault, has been just an outstanding hockey player, and he's been generating offense. And I really like Stamkos' feistiness. He really does not play well with others at times out there during the game. He's a hard competitor. I like that. Same thing from Marchessault. I'm enjoying seeing how hard these new additions to the Predators do compete. So Stamkos 2 points in this game as well. Jankowski picks up a goal, continues working hard, continues going to the hard areas. Another rebound put back goal. Continue giving Mark Jankowski some chances. You know what? I've said before that he's not an everyday NHLer on a contending team, but man, has he shown what he can do on a team that's struggling, a team that needs people to go out there and work hard. Jankowski's really putting some good resume material on tape for someone around the league. Jankowski's going to play in this league for a long time, I think, as a good depth and role player. Again, great job by Mark Jankowski in this game. Blankenburg picks up a goal in this game. His second for the Nashville Preds. The incredible individual effort and skill to receive it at the blue line, walk it in past the first layer of defense, and then take it to the outside of the circle, cut across laterally, eluding the next level of the defense, and then getting the goaltender out of position, backhanding it in, absorbing a hit, everything about it, everything. Carrier, who? Fabro, who? If Blankenburg, I joke there because I like both of those players quite a bit, and you know that. I'm just kidding. If Blankenburg, though, can continue making plays like that on any level with any regularity, then Blankenburg is the right option to keep as a Nashville Predators defenseman. And Wilsby has also been contributing quite significantly, and the uptick for the Predators in scoring in the standings has come since both of them have entered the lineup. Philip Forsberg, you got to mention, he's the team scoring leader. He picks up another assist in this one, 21 assists on the season, which of course leads the team. 13 of those 21 assists have come in the last 8 games. So again, that entirety of that first line, and we've chronicled it every game, all of the different streaks, all of the different point totals, all of the this in that many games, it's all been happening with the same 3 players in the same amount of games. So it is highly impressive stuff to watch right now. All right, that's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. Let's hear from our good friend Stripe Digital Solutions, get into the good cold hard numbers, known as the box score, and then I got one more treat from you from the Spartans in Battle Creek taking on the Colonels. Then we will wrap up operation number 947. I got a lot to do. I got a new intro to work on. We're going to try to debut that by show number 950. Hopefully we'll be able to have that done in the next couple of days. Right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in. Good cold hard numbers known as the box score. Jankowski picks up a goal for the Predators. Marchessault picks up a goal. Stamkos and Blankenburg also goal scorers. When it comes to assists, nobody on the Preds with more than one. It was Phil Forsberg, Marchessault, Michael McCarron, and then Ryan O'Reilly, Colton Sissons, and Steven Stamkos on the forward side of things. No assists for any of the defensemen. When it comes to shots on goal, the team was paced by Roman Josi with 5 total. 3 was the magic number the rest of the way for Ryan O'Reilly, Steven Stamkos, and also Adam Wilsby. Again, Wilsby making an impact out there on the blue line for the Predators. When it comes to block shots, 2 was the high, and that's difficult right there. Only 7 total block shots for this game. So Blankenburg, Shea, and Wilsby have 6 of the 7 shots blocked. Hell, let's give the other one out too. Jankowski with the only other shot block on this Nashville Predators team. So 7 block shots. That number is putrid. When it comes to the physical component of things, a little bit better right here. Luzon with 6 hits in this game, but also took a boarding penalty. Also had a fighting major. 5 for LaRue, 4 for Shen. So those are the names you expect to be leading the way, and hits. Thought all of them were effective in the physical part of the game. LaRue, I thought, was being very scrappy and feisty and doing a good job against the St. Louis Blues. That's a rivalry game, and he's going to be expected to get under the skin. His chirping game, by the way, last night was about as strong as it's been all season long. Time on ice leaders, 21-26 for Marchessault leads the way. For the forwards, 21-04 for Steven Stamkos, 19-54 for Ryan O'Reilly on the defensive side of things with 7 defensemen in the game. 26-27 for Ryan O'Reilly. The rest of the D sparsed out quite a bit. Barron only getting 6:58 in total time on ice. He was a -3 in this game, and I question 11 forwards, 7 defensemen alignment when Parsonen is healthy and ready to go. And Barron clearly only getting 7 minutes of time in this game and being a -3, not good enough in the eyes of the coaching staff. Your net minders in this game, UC Saros started the game, went 10 out of 15, gave up 5 goals against, in-game save percentage of .667, 8 even strength saves, 2 power play saves. A Noonan 12 of 13, 1 goal against, a .923 save percentage for his performance, 8 even strength saves, the same as Saros, 4 power play saves, 2 more than UC Saros in this game. Some other numbers falling out of the box score, well, that would be the power play going 2 for 4, outstanding job by the Predators power play in this game. The PK, 3 for 4, but they did give up 1 on the continuation as well, so it's not quite as good, but they still hold the number 1 overall rating in the NHL. Face-off winning percentage is terrible, 46.6% for the Preds, 27 hits, 7 blocked shots, 5 takeaways, 15 giveaways. The Predators simply weren't crisp. They weren't solid. They didn't come out of the break with their legs underneath them and their focus. They weren't ready to go. I am not ready to crucify the Predators over this particular game. Half the league came out of the break looking sloppy last night, and the Predators were one of those teams. We'll dial back into that here before we close out the episode. That'll do it for the box score. I want to take you to Battle Creek, Michigan, night 2 for the Red River Spartans in Battle Creek. You saw the Spartans with no broadcasting team because the broadcaster didn't make it to the rink for night 1. The broadcaster did make it for night 2, and he's a very, very wonderful gentleman. He happens to be the dad of the head coach and the owner of the Battle Creek Colonels, so please forgive him. He is not a professional. He does the best he can. He sure loves his job. I've had a chance to speak with him, meet with him, and I've had a good relationship with the Battle Creek Colonels, which is one of the reasons I put together the highlights packages for the road games in this one. But it's the Red River Spartans, night 2 in Battle Creek, taking on the Colonels. Hope you enjoy it. Back to close the show out after this.
Battle Creek Colonels versus Red River Spartans. And off we go. Puck dumped into the corner. And Red River gets an early goal, 11 seconds in. Looks like that was deflected in front of Leonard Kritzman. Deep, it's Regan. Regan was hit hard from behind. Wolf with it, carries it over, carries into the zone, turns. Out to the point to Sebesto. Sebesto dumps it in to the corner to Taylor, looking for a deflection. Back up to Kirkab. Kirkab boxes them off. Gets control, over to Wolf. Wolf with a hard shot, he scores! That is a pre-match chiropractic power play. Tip and table, Colonel's goal. And it's Teddy Bear night, so we got some teddy bears coming out for the holidays. Great work by your Colonels moving that puck. Spartans score. Correct something here. I guess I thought that puck hit the shoulder of... Oh, that was quick. Just like the first period, Spartans come in and score. 6 seconds into the second period to take a 3-1 lead. Getting it out just too far in front of place. Spartans hold it in, pass across, and deflected. by Davidson and in the net for the Spartans to take a 4-1 lead. And we have a penalty. Back to Kirkab, over to Wolf. Wolf with a hard shot. Deflected in, and it's in! I couldn't tell who got that one on the backhand. Wolf with a shot, and then a rebound and a backhand by your Colonels. Here comes Conclaves. And he scores shorthanded. Headman the puck. Oh, great opportunity by Taylor. Yes, and the Colonels, a Taylor with a shot, bumped off the puck, and then a rebound came in and scored by Fricky to get within one. Intercepted, deflected in front. And the Colonels score again. And that's Sebesto. That caromed off the boards and then passed in front, and then Sebesto just buried it. That puck bounced in off the linesman and back into the zone, but Spartans get control of it. It's a one-on-one. And Templeton scores again, or scores. Little deke through the 5-hole of Kritzman. Little one, hopper, no! Great goal by Postelli. A harmless shot came in, and Bonneville just kind of punched it, kind of a quirky rebound, and Postelli came in with speed and just buried it for a One Nation tap and table Colonels goal. And the Colonels are within 2 with 13:41 left in this third period. Colonels win that face-off. Bring it up to Fricky. Fricky headmans it. Here comes Taylor. Taylor, a backhand shot, and it's in! And that's a goal! Nice backhand by Taylor! And your Colonels are within 1! And 9:58 left in the third period. Colonels win that face-off at neutral zone. And we have a penalty. A hard hit on a Colonel player. And then a Colonel player went in to defend his player. And now we have a scrum. I do believe somebody was grabbed from the bench. Nice pass across by the Spartans. And Kritzman had no chance on that one, and the Spartans take an 8-6 lead with 6:35 left on their power play. Just crazy, crazy bounces. Good effort, good hockey right now. Back and forth. Seuss pins his man against the half wall. Sebesto pins Conclaves. Conclaves comes out of the zone with the puck. Carries it through the neutral zone. Backhanded it. And this is our last broadcast for our home broadcast for the 2024 season. Colonels get it out of the zone. 5 seconds left. Fricky with it. Fricky lost it. And that'll do it, folks. Again, thank you for joining us here on Flow Hockey. I think we still may have the Fug Apparel 3 stars of the game.
So the Red River Spartans sweep the Battle Creek Colonels in the Great Lakes Division Rivalry Series, 4-0 this season, 2 in Clarksville, then 2 in Battle Creek, as you've seen on the last 2 episodes right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. Again, I have a big respect and appreciation for everything the Battle Creek Colonels are doing. They are doing it the right way, and they have been very professionally friendly and good allies. Division rivals on the ice, yes, but business-wise and professionally, they've been good to me off the ice quite a bit, and I appreciate what their organization is doing, how they're going about it, and the way they're filling their building. If you have the opportunity, if you're watching this show and you happen to be up near the Battle Creek area, go check out the Colonels. They deserve to have you in the seats. If you can get a ticket, they sell out quite a bit. So that's going to do it for this operation, and you know what? I'm going to close it out by saying this. That was one of the sloppiest first periods, and UC Saros, that was one of the sloppiest games he's going to have all season. So I'm not going to overreact to it. The easiest thing to do with this Predators team, who has been bad, and they're trying to claw their way out of the bottom of the league. The way this unfolded was just one of those classic, obvious team out of a break, lack of focus, lack of game. The St. Louis Blues were more ready to go, and the St. Louis Blues end up putting up 7 goals in this one. 2 on the first 2 shots. You knew how it was going to go pretty much from there. But the Predators had a lot of fight to come back in this one. That's why this one's not on the offense. This one's on UC Saros. And to be honest with you, it's less on UC Saros and more on the coaching staff for not recognizing they needed to make a switch in net earlier. But I'm not going to get too hard on the Predators. I'm going to say I need to see a much better effort, a much bigger complete performance against the Winnipeg Jets. It's a long road trip. The Predators came into this road trip with only 3 road victories on the season. I don't expect them to go 5 out of 6. I don't expect them to go 4 out of 6. I'm hoping for 3 wins and maybe some overtime losses on this road trip. More than 50% of the points is all I'm hoping for. But if they can get 3 victories on this 6-game road trip, now 5 games left on this road trip, then they will equal the number of victories they had on the road all season long. Climbing out of the dump is not going to be pretty, and it is going to take a long time to do. Small gains, small goals. The Predators did climb out of last in scoring the NHL, and now 2.44 goals per game, while it's not impressive, is now 31st, which is a hell of a lot better than being in last, and it shows that there is some positive gains happening. Even in a loss, the Predators still scored 4 goals, and they still got great performances from Marchessault, Stamkos, Forsberg, all of them involved, and depth performances from Jankowski, and yes, even Blankenberg. There's still a lot of good things happening for the Predators. The result of this game was cooked in pretty quick when the Preds didn't have it coming out in the first period. So that's going to do it for Operation 947. I do expect and will be much more critical of the Winnipeg game. You only get one coming out of the break. When UC Saros puts up that bad of a night, I'm going to be a little bit more forgiving because he classically is a great NHL goaltender and rarely has back-to-back performances except in October like that one. So I expect a big-time matchup in Winnipeg. Track that Jets game against the Sens on Saturday night, and we'll be back in the bunker. That'll be on Tuesday with operation number 948, wrapping up everything that happened with this Winnipeg game. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. Hope everybody's travels are going well and smoothly, and you're getting back in the office, getting back in the normal flow of things as we head into the Happy New Year portion of things. That's going to do it for Operation number 947. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. I sure do appreciate your time. I appreciate your viewership, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Stick taps, love, and respect.